the wonderful world of martial arts. Today we're going to be talking about how martial arts can be a positive influence in a teen's life and to be able to bring them from being a teenager to a successful adult.
My son was very, extremely shy. So one of the things I wanted to do to bring out confidence in him. So, friends of mine had done martial arts before, and that was something that brought out, the courage in their children, and he really loved it.
For me, one of the reasons was to teach him discipline, and also he has this tremendous strength, and I want him to control that a little bit better and be able to deal with his strength also in accordance with his sister and his home life.
Martial arts helps in the social areas in school, it helps in the family as well, and it helps teens be able to bond better with other people. What we teach our teens in martial arts is to have self-respect, but to also have respect for others, to be polite, to have manners, to say yes sir, no sir, and yes ma'am, no ma'am. That the way we treat people is the way that people are going to treat us. One of the most important things that I think any child, teen, or adult can learn in martial arts is the value of having a good attitude. Attitude plays more of an important role than education and environment.
I would say it would have to be their attitudes. They really do. They were insecure, a little shy before, and now I think they're more positive, and if they feel like they're not succeeding in something, then I can throw back, well, look at that snap kick you did, or the roundhouse you did, and karate's just really been a big self-confidence booster for them.
I also see a little bit more discipline in terms of that he knows better how to do certain things, to achieve certain goals, and work at that, and work very well at that, and being able to reach that.
I have 3 children who are currently taking martial arts. It's made quite a difference in his life, as far as it's given him a sense of discipline, and he knows he can come here and he's respected, and he knows he needs to respect those that are here. And the instructors will often give scenarios, like in school, hey, if you're presented with this situation, here's some options for you to do, instead of reacting violently. And I'm very glad that they're seeing that here, not at some place, not just at home, where they get an influence like that.
In today's world, there are so many influences out there that can distract teenagers from what they're supposed to be doing. Besides the peer pressure of doing what other kids do to be accepted, you have the outside influences of people trying to get our kids to take drugs, our kids to do things that they know they're not supposed to do. And what we do is we try to teach our kids to say no to these things. But what happens in reality is, if they're cornered in a situation and they're scared, and somebody that's 5 years or 6 years older than them, that's a lot bigger and stronger than them, try to make them do something that they don't want to do, they may cave in because they don't want to get hurt or injured. So what we have to do is give our kids not only the knowledge to say no, but the confidence to say no and to be able to defend themselves, and to be able to strike back and get that 2 to 3 second window of opportunity to be able to get out and leave that situation. If we don't prepare our kids for that, then how can we expect them to react in a pressured situation? We can't. So that's why it's very important for us to give them the tools as well as the knowledge.
I think Ryan's going to get a lot more self-control in the next few years, a lot more internal discipline with himself, just kind of ways to deal with the world as it keeps changing. When I see them test, I like to watch them do it together. It's very much of a team form or a team effort, and just their respect to one another.
I think what I've liked about karate is this special bond he also has had with Mr. Chris, and that it really has been a special relationship between an instructor and him.
Success in life is determined more on our attitude than anything else. Education, environment, the way that we were brought up, all these things play an important role, but if we don't have the proper attitude, then we're not going to get as far as we could. And having a good attitude probably means that you're also going to take responsibility for your actions. And a lot of times kids don't take responsibilities. They make excuses. Adults do the same thing. They do something and they know that it might not have been right, and instead of taking responsibility for it, they blame others. It's not my fault because, or they did this because. And when we start taking responsibility for our own actions, whether they're good or bad, that's when we start getting on the right path and becoming more successful.
I have always wanted to be a martial artist. I began martial arts when I was 14, and I got my black belt when I was 17. Martial arts has set up goals for me coming along through the ranks. When I first started, I was very shy. I didn't talk to anyone, and it was very hard for me to come to class, actually. The instructors encouraged me through each step, and that was very important during the beginning up until the end, because by the time I was a red belt, I had a lot of friends, and it was, to me, I didn't know whether or not I was at that point in my life. I was 17 and I didn't know what a black belt meant, really, until I spoke with a lot of my instructors, and they explained how getting a black belt it's a life-changing experience, and because I was a black belt, and that changed a lot for me. Being called ma'am is an incredible change in my life. Just having someone say Miss Marjorie and come up to me and like, ma'am, can you help me with this? It's very touching every time a student gives me so much respect, because I have worked for it, and I know I deserve that, but every time it's like a little gift to me.
While training for my black belt, the last, I would say, 3 months were an enormous growing period for me emotionally, and my self-confidence. I was learning so much more about myself, but also about other people, and just human nature, respect for people. I was noticing more things outside of the school, how other people would treat each other. And I learned so much through martial arts, it just changed my view on everything.
Martial arts is going to be one of the best things that your team can ever do. It's going to teach them responsibility, to be self-confident, to have teamwork and be able to work with others. It's going to give them the confidence to be able to defend themselves, as well as the physical fitness, and help them in other team sports. It's going to give them the agility and mobility to be able to play basketball, football, baseball, even better than they do now. Now let's take that final step. Talk to your instructor, ask him what he can do for you or she can do for you to get you involved in a program today, and start on your goals, and good luck with your training.